Welcome to Men's Viewpoint. How you doing? I am the host of Men's Viewpoint, Traylon Curry. Listen, I'm not using Blu-ray Strong because I violated the ultimate code of digital real estate. As a student of digital real estate, I should know better to continue to change my name. My brother Ben X, who I love dearly, has crucified me. Let me know that, sir, you cannot keep changing your name. So I just want to put that out there. So my name is Traylon Curry. You can call me Blu-ray. That's it. Don't call me nothing else.
So the Instagram name is not Blu-ray?
It's Blu-ray Fitness.
Okay. Blu-ray Fitness. That's what you can find you on social media.
Yes, sir.
So now you can't even bring up the nice intro no more because it ain't going to sound good.
Listen, we're going to make a new one. We can throw a new one on all of them.
He did used to say my name was said wrong.
Yeah.
So
And I said my own name.
Yeah.
I said my own name wrong. Boy, I tell you, that's terrible. But listen, we have a phenomenal show. We have a phenomenal guest today. You know,
we can't introduce ourselves. He always do this. Make sure the camera on me. Get closer, because I'm looking real fire today. I'm gonna take off my new Tom Fords that was given to me by Blu-ray Strong or Fitness. These are sponsored by Blu-ray. We're gonna introduce ourselves because he never likes to introduce us. We're like we're like David Ruffin.
I didn't even get a chance, my brother.
My name is David Ruffin. These are the Temptations.
I didn't even get a chance.
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll give you.
So I just said we have a phenomenal guest today, distinguished gentleman. I don't know his accolades. I just met this brother a couple months ago, brother D-Hawk. So I'm going to let him introduce himself and his accolades that he brings to the hip-hop genre.
Don't be modest. I'm just there, D-Hawk, man.
Yeah, D-Hawk, you're going to have to talk your shit.
Come on, man. Come on with it.
Man,
It's hip-hop.
Yeah. You got to pop it, though.
Hey, what's up with it, world? It's your boy D-Hawk, man. Exclusive, extraordinary producer, songwriter, man. I'm a part of the whole boogie movement. Brought him out of Dallas.
Talk your talk.
Big brother of Hat Paint Films, holding it down in the video world. ABS finest. You know what I'm saying? On the ABS squad assets before splurging. You feel me? And I'm here rocking on Man's Viewpoint, man, showing love.
There it is. My name is Brother Ben X, and that's Brother Ben X on everything.
I thought y'all wanted me to introduce. I was going to introduce you.
Oh, you gonna do
I was
it?
going to
Yeah,
introduce you. So listen, let me introduce y'all. Because listen,
Viewpoint getting started off good.
listen, this is the truth. I actually met Brother Ben X for the first time on a Men's Viewpoint show.
Yeah, that's
So let me go ahead and get a background on that. So I met him on the show. Somebody invited him to do a show. And the day we did the show, I fell in love with this brother. And I said, I want him on the show permanently. Am I right or wrong?
That's right.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
And Brother Ben X came on the Men's Viewpoint platform, and we turned up and created a phenomenal show that I don't think, that
Global now.
it's second to
All
none.
over. It's in
And
all
so,
kind of countries.
yes, sir. And we still building on top of that, because we had to make some, renovations. We got to make some renovations. Yeah, innovations. Okay, innovation.
It's digital real estate, so it's really renovation.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
digital
listen. So
renovation.
I met this brother on Men's Viewpoint, and then he introduced me to digital real estate. Yes, he did. This brother actually changed the financial trajectory of my life.
Praise
Wow.
be to Allah.
No, my brother Ben X did that, straight up. And then so listen, love you, brother. Appreciate you for everything that you've done. You really changed my tax bracket and everything. You know what I mean? Now, let me introduce this Dr. Jacobs right here. Dr. Taylor Jacobs, my new brother who I've met. Not even, you know what? Let me tell y'all something. The day I met this man, I was having car problems. No cap. I was having car problems. And then he said, hey, you can keep one of my cars. I'm like, what? You ain't know me. The day I met him, the man said, hey, you can keep one of my cars. And so me and him developed a relationship after that, and we've been rocking ever since. And now, I'm one of his partners. I'm his trainer.
Yep.
And both of these gentlemen have been changing my life. Dr. Jacobs been writing me checks. Brother Ben X talked to me dealing with real estate was a whole different flex. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And listen, it's a beautiful relationship. So I want to thank these brothers. They say I don't know how to introduce them. Did I do good, Dr. Jacobs?
You did all right. He did okay. I mean, let's let the people decide.
Well, what I was doing was,
Did he do a good job introducing us or not?
well, what I was doing was I was giving a personal testimony of my experience. That's different.
Mm.
I can see a lot of people talk the talk, but it's different when you walk the walk. See, people, man,
Go ahead,
go quick
preach
play. I'm about to start
Hey, did
rapping.
y'all know Blu-ray used to preach?
Oh, here you go. Oh, man.
I bet y'all didn't know that. Blu-ray used to preach. Can you believe it? The drip god used to preach.
I used to be a preacher, no cap, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And then when he realized he couldn't get no girls,
Are you for real, fam?
he said,
You but it do better.
he said, man, the girls don't like the preachers like I thought.
Oh my God. Bro, this dude crazy.
I'm already starting this.
This dude crazy.
Oh, let me introduce the game. So we have this game to where it's the exchange of currency and the value that's being brought to the show or to the episode. And you will see this dollar being exchanged in the hands of these brothers when value is being given. And what we want to do, we want to subconsciously be able to teach you that money always follows value. So I am getting the first exchange.
You're a little biased on that. So today's subject, the topic we're going to be speaking about today is how has rap, hip-hop affected our communities and our culture.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll start. Listen, I was motivated to sell drugs. Young Jeezy, thug motivation. I went from old school Chevys to drop-top Porsches. You couldn't walk a mile in you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. You ain't seen what I seen. I can stick 100,000. Yeah, that way. 100,000, as Brother Ben X would say. So listen, so how it affected me, man, it actually motivated me to get in the streets and sell drugs because I didn't have my father there to motivate me. I didn't have my mother there to pat me on my back and congratulate me when I was playing basketball. When I was in my track meets, I was one of the fastest people because I did go to Grand Prairie or school in Grand Prairie for a little while. I didn't have nobody supporting me in my track meets. But, you know, when I listened to music, it was a motivation for me. It was encouragement for me when I didn't have encouragement from the people that I look up to or the people that I love. So in my personal life, the first thing I can remember was just the confidence and the motivation that rap culture gave me. So I kind of like, when Young Jeezy came out, I embraced his music because I was already in the streets. I was already, you know, selling drugs and things of that nature. So it was just motivation, you know. Trap or die, nigga. And that's what I did. You know, I didn't die.
So
thank God.
Was it good motivation?
No. At that time, as a young man, 16, you know, 15, 14 years old,
yeah.
You know, it was motivation for me because I embraced it.
What was it? Let me ask this question. And before I ask this question, I actually appreciate you when you said you fell in love with Brother Ben and you didn't say pause or no homo. So we need to cancel that. Like, you can love your brother.
No, I love that brother. No
right,
cap.
But let me ask you this question: was it more of a motivation to sell drugs, or was it more of a motivation to do for self?
It was more the motivation to do for self.
Because Brother Ben, you know, Brother Ben has introduced me to a lot of things that, you know, that a lot of people that I didn't necessarily would have sat down and broke bread with, not because I didn't want to, just because my world just didn't intertwine with any other world. And Brother Ben has been a good bridge. And when I sit down and talk to the brothers that been in prison for a decade plus, that's been in the streets plus, our language is the same. Like, we talk about business, we talk about hustling, we talk about selling stuff.
Straight up.
The language is the same. And what I realized was a lot of people who got in the dope game or listened to these rappers or whatever the deal was, it was really the hustle that attracted them.
True.
Like the thought that, like, I can versus being on a job and waiting for somebody to cut my check, I can go cut my own check by doing the work or selling music or selling drugs or whatever the case is. The only product that was given would just happen to be drugs. That's why I asked you,
exactly,
was it the selling of the drugs that motivates you, or was it like the thought of
it was being able. I remember vividly. I was dating this young lady, and her mom. I was helping her mom like pay bills and stuff.
Yeah.
So at the age of 16, here I am paying bills and got enough money to do what I want to at that particular time for that particular phase of my life. It was motivation.
Yeah.
It was like never before because I don't have to wait on someone. Like, I had to go to my parents or my grandparents and say, hey, can you buy me a shirt? Or hey, can you buy me some jeans? Or hey, can you buy me these shoes? And they can't afford it when I can afford it on my own. So that just gave me a different swag and a different persona about myself and built the confidence that I actually didn't have in myself. You know what I mean? Just being able to do for yourself and not have to depend on someone when your whole life you had to depend on someone. When your whole life you used to getting saying no. Or your whole life, I don't have it. Yeah. And I didn't want that for my grandmother because she was on fixed income. And then when it comes to a situation where she can't pay a light bill, or my grandfather's on fixed income and he can't buy this, I'm like, here, I got it. There you go. Yeah. And my grandmother would say, I don't want that devil money. Can I have?
Yeah, I thought
She
you
would
want
all,
the devil money.
she was big on that. I don't want that devil money, but she'll come right back. As soon as she wants something, she'll ask for it.
Yeah,
Every time.
yeah.
And I say, Granny, I thought this was devil money. Boy, just give me the money.
For real.
So D-Hawk, what about you? Did rap or hip hop positively or negatively affect you? And if negative, how did you make it positive? If positive, how was it positive?
I'm gonna say being a producer, I learned to find my lane and knew where I wanted to be just from experiences of going on the road, going on tour with bigger rappers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I knew that certain things that I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, like into or willing to go through.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether that's, fights at shows,
Right.
shootings,
Right.
different things like that. So I learned to sit down. I'm gonna be the producer,
Yeah.
or I can be able to name how I wanted to go, who I'm gonna go out of town with,
Right.
who I'm going, So it affect me positively because I can foresee and
Right.
choose where I want to be in the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just really wasn't big on like
Right.
the antics.
And being in the industry so long, and actually taking the boogie on the road.
Mhm.
People that don't know the boogie was here before. What's that? Teach Me How to Dougie.
Yeah.
Yeah, before when y'all saw Teach Me How to Dougie, that
Yeah.
came from the South. All
Yeah.
they did was just do their own rendition of the boogie.
Straight up.
So when I know y'all used to go on tour and stuff, like because I know it's hard for people to not get involved in extracurricular activities. And being around you remember the situation that happened. Hey, D-Hawk was like, man, I ain't listen, bro. I ain't doing none of that. Like, so what in your mind, because I think it was powerful to see you do that. It actually made me respect you even more, knowing where you weren't gonna get into. So like, in the space of being on tour and being around these rappers with extracurricular type of activities, how were you able to keep yourself out of trouble and not participate in that stuff?
Go to my room. Okay, prime example. I went on tour with Young Jock.
Okay.
I went to 4 different cities with Young Jock, and in each city something different happened. I remember going on stage and a bottle was threw on stage. You know what I'm saying? That's shell shocking. You know what I mean? We in South Carolina. That's shell shocking. All right, Jock, get me back to my room. I'm gonna go to my room. Y'all do whatever. You know what I'm saying? What else? Just learning how to just speak up. I'm not worried about looking a certain way or whatever. I just know what I want to be around and what I'm not going to tolerate. You get what I'm saying? So I think just speaking up was my key.
But let me say this. So as far as the lyrics and the music, so how did you, with you being on the road and going to these live concerts, did you see a lot how the atmosphere would shift when certain songs were played?
Oh, dude. Let me tell you about a time at South by Southwest.
Okay.
It was a show. It was a big show. Everybody was performing. It was Dunn Cannon. They had the DJ Dramas, and everybody was out there. And I remember I had the ability to walk in this room, and it was just a different. It was a heat wave. It was like I walked in, and I knew that I wanted to walk right back out.
Wow.
So, and that's just how intense the crowds can be. Whether if it's just a chilling, game banging kind of crowd, or if it's a high energy crowd. And this was a high energy crowd. It was hot. I just knew it was like.
Well, I'm saying, and I say that because I can remember vividly when I was in the club, and it could be a bunch of bad women in the club and everybody relaxing and kicking. But as soon as Nut Give You Buck came on,
oh yeah,
or Headbusters came on, it's about to go down. Let's just go. Listen, if you can't fight, get ready.
And you know what? I think that stems from when Nuck If You Buck was out. That it stems from like me used to going to the stadium. That's when we was younger. That's when we did all our fighting and tussling, the stadium days. But then it was like a switch where people start fighting and start shooting.
Yeah.
You know
True,
what I'm saying?
true.
So
That's what I'm saying. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So we got to really, really
Did you go to the
analyze.
stadium?
Yeah, I went to the Arlington Stadium. That's
Yeah.
actually the first place I bust my nose, I think.
fighting.
No,
Oh.
I was actually skating the opposite way on purpose.
You know what?
I don't even remember skating at
No,
the
it wasn't skating.
Yeah,
It was
that
like-
wasn't a stadium.
It was a club. They turned it into the
yeah,
club.
we talking about the club when you was
Oh,
in there.
I didn't go to no club.
When you was in there,
Oh well,
Yeah.
they
They used to turn the whole
they used to
floor.
dance, but
Yeah.
we still had on skates.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no, not
yeah.
not
I
not
was,
Super
well, this is
Sunday.
back when I was
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
middle
Super
school, though. So
Sunday,
now I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
old enough for
Yeah.
no party.
Brother Benez, real quick before we proceed, have you ever had a fight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my first fight, I think, of course, I done fought with some family members, some cousins and stuff like that, but, done got into it. But then my first fight was this white guy. I actually was going. I got reminded about this by my old teammate. So I was playing basketball at practice. Big white dude too. Got mad. He slammed me, or brought me to the ground. And I got up so fast, it was like a reflex.
Yeah.
I got up so fast, he was like getting up off the ground, and I hooked him whole face. He fell whole face, whole left side or right side was red, and then they got broke up.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
brother
Okay,
Bennett.
Hook. That's why he got that pop.
Yeah.
Out there.
So, brother Bennett, how do you think that the music affects our culture and our communities?
I think it definitely affects us when we don't have the proper guidance. When you don't have the proper guidance, I believe you look at these guys as your role models. You look at them as somebody who you want to pattern yourself after of. And when you look at somebody who is getting money when you are in a poverty-stricken environment, you looking at the way that they got it.
True.
And because they're rapping about, selling drugs and doing these things, you think that's really the way they got it when it may not be. Or it may have been in their past, but it's not how they getting it now. So you following their blueprint, even down to shoot a movie. You think Frank Lucas, well, they probably did. He really did. But these movies, you want to follow after these characters that you're following, not knowing that the human being is doing something totally different. So for me, it never really impacted me because I played basketball and I already knew where I wanted to go. So for me, the rap was, like you said, a motivator for me to get hyped. So before a game, I'm listening to Boosie. He may be talking about shooting and killing, but I'm not finna go do
You're not
that.
in that lane.
The music is hyping me up, getting my energy going to go play basketball.
Okay.
And then lastly, scripture says it's not what goes in the man that defiles him, it's what comes out
of him, man.
And a lot of people think that's talking about pork. Like, oh, see, everything clean. It ain't what go in. You can eat everything now. No, that ain't what it's saying. It said he didn't, abolish the law. He come to fulfill it. So that don't necessarily mean that, hey, man, you can eat your pork now. Just don't let the pork come up. No. See, what goes in the man, I'm hearing cuss words. I'm hearing shooting. I'm hearing robbing. It's not defiling me until I start to repeat it, until I start to show it out of my own actions and out of my own mind now. So I may hear somebody talking about hustling, but in my mind, I'm translating that to selling a product. You selling weight, I'm selling digital bricks.
There
so
you
I
go.
actually created a website called Digital Bricks. So like when people in the streets talking about I'm flipping this, I'm getting this, come get a half off. Well, I'm finna give you half off a product, but this product is gonna be something that can really take your life to the next level positive wise. So I just take it and translate it to my life.
So the main thing with you is that as a young man, you didn't let it influence you because you wasn't even living a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it really didn't affect you. It was more of a motivator. So I remember Dr. Jacobs, me and you had a conversation before we had this show, and you told me that you really didn't listen to it.
Yeah.
So could you kind of dive into why you don't listen to rap music for the most part?
My dad actually was in the dope game. Like, my dad used to pistol whip people, shoot at people. Like, I used to be a young boy with my dad. I was telling a brother Ben about that because my dad just had an organ transplant. And so, like, he's just totally different now. And, first time I ever seen my dad cry, second time I ever seen my dad cry was literally yesterday.
Yeah.
And he was just like, son, our life been hard. My life been hard. And then he was just kind of just talking about the stuff that we experienced together and then what he had to go through. And getting that organ transplant, him being in that pain, kind of talked about that. But that's what I was talking to him about. But when my dad listened to certain music, he drank different. When my dad drank different, he became
a different man,
a different person.
Exactly.
And that person was somebody I was scared of, and people were scared of. You see what I'm talking about?
Straight up.
Well, my dad listened to R&B, slow jams, Christian music. He was chill.
He was mellow.
He didn't drink that much. If he still drank, but it was probably, it was all within moderation. It was all within, conservative. He talked with people with a little bit lighter tongue. He was a lot more patient. And I noticed he never listened to that music on his own. It was always when we was in Oak Cliff or at his partner's crib or we was in the hood. Or we just came from a trap and the music was there and he drinking in there. And for me, like as a child, like, it was kind of like a possessive spirit. Like, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go hit a spot, and my dad go pop by Greg Daddy. You remember Greg Daddy Space? Greg Daddy crib. We used to go over there, Greg Daddy crib, and we'll go drink over there. And then, you know, we'll go somewhere else and the music go crazy. Or some type of like some guy, you know what I mean? Some crazy.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, my dad on him and his partners on some other stuff. And I'm like, yo, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. Before you know it, I'm having sleepovers with Space, DJ, and Greg and them, Scooter and them at the crib.
Yeah.
You know, in the clip. So, I mean, for me, I saw both versions of my dad, and I chose to listen to this type of music.
Yeah.
And then meeting my grandpa, he only listened to classical music. And then that's when my grandfather taught me that he listened to classical music because classical music is just natural vibrations of just music. And all geniuses listen to music, classical music, because it does something to your brain. I forgot all the words he used to tell me because I was young. But I saw the difference. Okay, this type of music, my dad act this way. Chill music, he like this. My papa's a millionaire, he listen to classical music. So I need to stay in this world. And I don't need to stay over there. So I'll listen to some rap music now, just here and there, because my mindset is different. But I can't listen to a lot of it. And a lot of people I listen to are like local. Like there are people here that I just appreciate local music.
Yeah.
And like if a bunch of people online are talking about an album or they're talking about an artist, I'll go check it out to see what they're talking about. But you know, I try to do whatever, and I try to stay in my lane, and I try not to allow these, you know, the lyrics to get you. But I know that there's children out here that take those lyrics for real.
Yeah.
And they out here.
And I'm glad you're saying that, because I want D-Hawk to kind of touch on this real quick. Like, and I want everybody to really give an opinion about it as far as how we celebrate drugs in the culture with the rap now. Like when I was growing up, if you did drugs, you hit it. You didn't celebrate it. Now you can make a song go platinum off celebrating doing drugs. Yeah. And then you got a lot of these young kids.
Say it again. You said you hit it. You didn't celebrate.
No.
I think
he said hid.
Oh, hid. Okay.
Yeah, you hid.
If you sold it, you didn't tell nobody. It wasn't nothing you was proud of.
I'm saying if you were doing drugs, you really didn't. You didn't just talk about that. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But now that's like the hook in the song. Right. Percocet, Molly Percocet. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so but before we go into that, because I know we want to get down into some more, we're going to go into our commercial break, because we will be back to give you more on this, because I know Blu-ray got something crazy up his sleeve on what he's going to talk about. See you back soon.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to do stuff like that no more. That's the type of job I used to have, working with machines, working with physical labor. Now I make money off using my mind. You ever thought about AT&T, your insurance bill and your light bill? You pay that bill on a monthly basis. So yeah, your light bill may be $60 or $90 or $100, whatever the case may be. But imagine that same company is getting paid off for hundreds of thousands of people. If you had a product for $50 and you sold it to 1,000 people every month for $50, that's $50,000 a month. I want to help you all develop different products, different services to make money anywhere online as long as you got signal and Wi-Fi. If you click the link below, I've developed an ebook. It's called 50 Ways to Make Money Online. I want to help you out. See you on the other side.
Percocet. Molly Percocet. But you know how you can make a platinum hit song with actual celebrating doing drugs, and then you got a lot of young men and women out here that are misguided, don't have the proper influence, don't have the proper guidance, don't have people in their own household that love them and cultivate them and nurturing them in a positive mindset that they're listening to this music. This music is getting down in them, and then a lot of them don't go to therapy. They don't understand counseling. They have no one to talk to, and so guess what? They dib and dab in drugs because the drugs takes them to another mindset, or it gives them a sense of peace, or it gives them a sense of release. So, D-Hawk, how do you feel about that? The drugs being celebrated in the music.
Man, drugs being celebrated in the music, I think that's what ABS music is here for, because we got to go against the grain.
Mic drop.
And build our own following, because I feel like the world is already done grew into whatever it's finna grow into or whatever it's going to be. So I think the best way is just to kind of be that positive influence. I mean, you know, the Percocet, Molly Percocets, and the Perkies, and everything is already out there. We just got to be able to come behind it and just sprinkle what we believe for the people and build our own You get what I'm saying? Conglomerate, because the world gonna
Yeah,
do
but
what
how
the
do you
world
feel
gonna
about
do.
the drugs being celebrated in the music, though, like contextually? Like, do you like it? You
I
against
don't.
it?
I don't agree with it.
Okay.
I really don't agree with it, cause I mean, I'm claustrophobic. I ain't trying no drugs. You feel me? I don't like nothing that can control my mind or my body. You get what I'm saying? So
Like, you need that creative space for your.
nah, not even just creative space. I just don't want to be thinking too much, and I don't advise any kids that hear drugs and the music to go out and I just don't support the drugs. The drugs.
Bro,
You know what I've been thinking? What if they didn't hide it? Because, I'm starting to see all these OGs online and these older guys online, ex-gang members, ex-this. And, bro, on these podcasts, they gossiping and talking just like any average person would. I thought, growing up, you hear, the OG, you keep it silent and all this here. You don't talk about this. But I feel like now that YouTube, they see that they got a platform, bro, I've seen some old people who's supposed to be like the OGs and they talking about situations just like everybody else. So maybe they just didn't have a platform to talk about it, and everybody been talking. Not that they've been snitching, but I'm like, everybody.
But I look at it like this: if they're doing it on a podcast, 9 times out of 10 they're doing it for money, bro.
Yeah.
Like because
I thought the code was not.
They don't.
Whether you making money or
no,
not.
I'm rocking with you, but I'm saying a lot of them they don't know, they don't have any other means, and they feel because they got some type of name, et cetera, people listen to them.
Well,
so that's an avenue for them.
Well, let me ask you a question. Like, wasn't hip hop created off of like the talking about violence and?
Hip hop was created as a voice for the people to get our message out.
Yeah, I heard KRS-One break it down like this. It may not be all the way, but he said when you hip to something, that's knowledge. You're getting hip to something. Hop movement, so it's supposed to be a avenue for you to speak knowledge, so that you can get the knowledge and then move the culture forward. It may not be how he said it, but that's how he broke down hip hop. So when I think about hip hop, like back in the day, I'm thinking about KRS-One, Nas, Public Enemy. Back in that time when they speaking they pain and
conscious music.
My man's NWA. I about to say NWA. They was, talking, but they was speaking against the police, after police and all this. So to me, it began as a way for them to express their feelings
on the injustices.
and the injustice that's been going on.
Yeah.
And then it turned into
what it is now.
So what did it turn like in the 90s when Pac and Biggie and them came?
Man, who really
Pac
changed
was
the
talking
game?
about
It was
gang banging.
Pac was kind of bipolar a little bit.
You said it was a hip hop meeting?
The hip hop meeting that they was talking about, just pushing the agenda of gang and black genocide.
I'm gonna tell you, I know y'all probably heard of JT the Bigger Figure, right?
Yeah.
JT the Bigger Figure confirmed during one of the Savior's Days events, and Wise Intelligent confirmed the same thing. He said that I forgot who he was working for. I don't know if it was public. No, I'm not even gonna lie. I can't think of the name right now, but he was on a label, and this is when he started to, start to listen to the minister, getting the final call and things, and they trying to clean his image and his messes up. And he said that the head dude came down and said, you ain't gonna put a little bit more killing in there, a little bit more robbing in there. So he said the people that was over him literally came and wanted that said.
Oh, literally said.
Yeah, wanted them to talk about killing, wanted them to talk about robbing because they know what's gonna sell. So it was the labor that came down. So even when you coming in and you want to say something positive, shoot, they telling you up top that it's not gonna sell. Which takes me to a point. I don't want you to lose the question, but this is brother online. He runs Big Facts podcast. It's 2 of them. It's one brother's out of Atlanta. There's another brother. I think the brother out of Atlanta, brother Ayo Nation. And he calls it the rap trap. And the rap trap is when you come in and you're noticing that the violence is what makes you go viral. The beefing is what makes you boom. And I've been hearing some recent interviews, I ain't gonna mention no names, that some managers, want rappers to beef with one another because they know this gonna make it go viral. This gonna make it. And behind the scenes, y'all know it's fake, but then the people are thinking that it's real. But what you're not realizing is the youth don't know it's fake. And so when the youth is following your so-called blueprint, they out there really beefing with each other, really shooting each other, saying, yeah, this what's gonna make us go viral. But anyways, he talks about the rap trap being when you come in and you gangster and you thugging and you out there in the streets. When you really start to mature and change your mind, it's hard to, because if you stop that lifestyle, your audience is gonna drop.
True.
You're gonna lose your viewers. You're gonna lose. It's kind of like when what's my man name? The light skinned dude who recently started talking positive about peace and all that.
NLE.
Yeah, NLE. You know, he started to go a little bit, positive, and I saw people in the comment section, man, this nigga on this positive stuff. Nigga, ain't nobody trying to hear that nigga get back to the
Right.
And then he eventually, honestly, he's starting to get back into talking about the street stuff. Right? So it's kind of like a trap, like, dang, I'm coming in, now I'm making the money. My lifestyle, this money that I'm getting is from me talking about the trap. And then I gotta upkeep this lifestyle.
Yeah.
So if I start talking positive, number one, my image is gonna be destroyed, depending on how hard I was portraying myself.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna lose the viewers, which means I'm gonna lose the money. So sometimes somebody may be maturing and may want to level up, but financially they can't because they know that ain't gonna sell.
But it go back to like Pop Smoke, like, right? Pop Smoke got killed, and I looked online and saw that it was a 15-year-old,
15-year-old, yeah.
Over a
watch, bro.
Watch and jury.
Yeah.
Now, that they only sold for two G's.
$2,000.
So
sold a watch.
So when you think about it, right? Pop Smoke came on his 50. And that's why 50 Cent loved him, because Pop Smoke was on. He was on some whatever. And I only know the story because I will read about it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know really any of his music except for the woo. What's it called?
The woo.
All right, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and but when you think about it, it's like, dang. These rappers on here, like, they talk like, who gonna try me, boom, boom. And these young boys out here,
They own that.
they like, all right.
Yeah, we own that.
Yeah.
It remind me of the movie The Hate You Give, when all the people was beefing, and then the little kid had the gun at the end, and it's just like a vicious cycle of like,
You created
what we
this.
putting out. Yeah, it's a cycle.
When I think about like music does something to tap into your subconscious.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like when I got migraines or if I want to go to sleep, I forgot who put me on it, but there's like hertz. Like there are certain hertz.
Beautiful chorus.
Yeah. Beautiful
Probably
chorus. But they're like different hertz, like different levels.
432.
Like binaural
Yes.
Yeah.
And like when I have sleep apnea or I can't sleep, all I gotta do is put on the 432 hertz, and I literally sleep, and I sleep like a long time.
Yeah.
If I got a headache, a migraine, if I have congestion,
I gotta put me on that.
I got you. I got the albums on my phone. I listen to it, my headache will go away because there's something about the vibrations and the music that does something to your brain that releases certain things.
Send it to my iPhone.
I got you. But I couldn't send it to your Android. All right, so
Pity.
But it does something to the subconscious mind, bro. Bro, listen, I was on IG, and being on IG, it was a study being done on a sunflower. In this sunflower, they put like a sound vibrator, like a sound tracer on the sunflower, and then they hooked the wire up to a speaker. It sounded like classical music. They took it off the sunflower. It stopped saying it. They put it back on. It was a big leaf on the sunflower. Put it back on the leaf, and it literally sounded like classical music.
Wow.
And so it was like classical music with a little bit of the vibration, like of the the hertz. And I was over here thinking like, man, God is like music, like everything, because everything has a vibration. So if you can tap into the vibration and you hook it up to some speakers, you can hear the sound of that vibration. And so when I think about like music, I think about like, how sometimes like you're driving, you hear the radio, and you're not really paying attention. You're on the phone the whole time, and all of a sudden, 2 days later or later on that day, you don't know where you got that song from in your head, and you just singing the song like, dang, where I get that song from?
Yeah.
Because that song has tapped into your subconscious,
Yes, sir.
and it's replaying in your head over and over again. So if you fall asleep to violent music all the time, and you wonder why you always get so antsy and angry all the time, it's because of what you were playing.
Well, that's what radio is programming. That's why it's called programming. And people that are like behind the scenes, they only gonna play what spikes the rate, the ratings. You know what I'm saying? So if the programming, that's the answer to all of it. Programming. Programming.
And I'm gonna go back to something Brother Ben X said about about them not beefing behind the scenes, but putting it out there in the culture. Because from my understanding, Biggie and Tupac, they were not really beefing at first. It was planned from what I'm understanding, for the ratings and everything. But what happened was you got so many real dudes that was out in the streets that was connected. It just got it just got too bad and overwhelmed because you can't stop them from doing what they're doing. And so now this facade that you started, you got to keep it going now because now we really not rocking with each other. You see what I'm saying? So what you were trying to do, it just got too much, behind the scenes going on where people start actually dying. Now you got to keep this up.
Yeah, and if you expose it, it's like, oh, you fake.
Yeah,
so it's a death to your career.
Yeah, that's a heavy answer.
So let me ask you this. So starting with Dr. Jacobs. So do you think the rap music has done more good to our culture or did more damage?
I can't personally attest to that or give
an opinion
on it because I don't listen to it.
Gotcha.
Like that, but
you can see the effects of it.
But I can see the effects of it just, because I saw it on my dad. I saw it on my dad. And I can just say music overall, like, has an effect, period. Because, like, you if you want to get out there and you want to, be on your bad behavior, you listen to different music that entices that type of bad behavior.
Exactly.
So I can't really speak on it, but I can see that the children out here tripping.
So let me say this. And one thing that I think about is that when you ask a child what they want to be when they grow up, 9 times out of 10 it's a rapper, football player, basketball player, some sports figure, right? That's because there's a name of someone that looks like them that they look up to and that they cherish.
Oh, that's like what the minister told you.
So why the reason a lot of them don't say a prominent lawyer because they don't know the name of a prominent lawyer. They don't say the name of a prominent doctor. They don't say the name of a prominent veterinarian or someone that's in a different field because just like you say when it goes back to the programming, they are watching it on Instagram. They're watching it on their TV. They're being programmed to see this individual as a leader. And Brother Ben X, I already know we don't have true leaders like we used to have. And even Dr. Jacobs, I heard him say something maybe less than a month ago, is that, and I think he was on IG Live when he was talking about he bought the Rolls Royce. I don't care nothing about no freaking Rolls Royce. And I was telling you, I wear jewelry. I don't care nothing about no jewelry.
Yeah.
But it's just a persona that I give because we're gonna start the program back up. So when we start back talking to the kids, Brother Burnett can pull up his Corvette.
Yeah.
Dr. Jason can pull up his Rolls Royce. I can pull up my Benz.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We can pull up these things that are attached to success, what they deem was success. Now, I can walk in like, Brother Ben X, that ain't his lane, the jewelry thing, but he do got a Rolex on.
No, we finna get no drip one.
Hold on, but listen what I'm saying. He got a Rolex on. But guess what? The average child or the average kid not going to understand the value of that. Yeah. So I can come in and have the drip on the way I like to do it because we're just showing them, listen, you can be positive and successful. And we're going to show you, listen, we all associated with the same company. We're all black businessmen doing everything 100% legal. And you can live like this and attain the things that you desire by being positive and doing right.
And this is why I think Brother Ben X's digital real estate is important. Because all of us, like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman, right?
Yeah.
Like if all of us understood if we built our own platform, it gives the children so much. Like the reason why like hood stars, rappers are so looked up to from children from the hood or to the suburbs is because they are more accessible to the sight, to the ear, and to the physical touch than a businessman is. Mm. And this is why I love that brother Ben asked me to come back and start hooping with him at SOC where he played ball at, because seeing going to SOC and seeing these young kids, even though I'm a little old and washed up, Brother Ben can admit that I am. I got a couple of moves in me here and there. But leaving there and then they coming out and seeing our cars and they see me and Brother Ben cars lined up.
Yeah.
I'm coming in with a leather bag. We taking off our Rolexes and whatever, and we hooping with them.
Yeah.
And me and Brother Ben try to stay long enough for them to be able to come out and see the car. And sometimes we leave too soon, and sometimes they take forever, and I'll be ready to go. Brother Ben does. But every time we come there and we come often, now you like a rapper now.
Straight up.
You rich,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
coming back and you taking off your jewelry and your stuff to go and play and laugh, and they may beat up on you on the court or whatever, but there's a respect that comes with
Yeah,
that. And I think
yeah.
that what needs to happen is more business people. So I think digital real estate is so critical for anyone who's being successful legally, so that these children can see, like, wait a minute, I can have a cleaning business
Yeah.
and drive. It's a young man in Dallas. His name is Santos. He got a sanitation business, and he got a Maserati, and he go out. He got whatever, but he got a cleaning business that do multiple 6 figures a year. So these children can say,
And I'm a trainer.
you know what I'm saying? And you're a trainer that do a multiple 6 figure, and so they can see, like, wait, there are options out here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
D-Hawk can say, listen, I chose to be a producer and a writer because I just want the check, and I don't want none of that extra stuff that come with it.
Right.
So they can say, man, I can just write and I can just create beats, and I can find the right person with the right voice, and I can get paid, and I get paid more on the back end.
Yeah.
And I can have a better life. Like that's we need more black affluent people to not just stunt with people who just like peers and people that you want to praise you. You need to go back to the children.
Yeah.
People you want to stunt with is with the children.
Yeah. Straight
So
up.
if you're gonna buy the stuff,
Yeah.
let the children get in the car, let them touch it.
You know what?
I'll give you a quick example, and then I'll let you go. My little sister Halea is dating a young man. I don't know his name, but I was at my mom's 50th birthday party.
Yeah.
And typically, what do people do when you talking to your sister's boyfriend?
You go holler.
What's up? Ride up on you. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Out of extra.
Like, but that ain't positive, because
Yeah.
most of us ain't gonna do that.
Straight
We
up.
ain't gonna shoot no child for
child.
cheating on your little sister when you was out there wild and went back in your day.
You
Straight up.
understand?
But you just trying to. So what I did was, I said, listen, go open the door for my sister over there. So he got in the rows. I said, here go the keys. This is the lifestyle that you can live if you do right and you handle your business. You can provide this for my sister, because I can. He got in the car, said, take it around the block. Bro, this little young man almost had tears in his eyes.
What?
Yeah, you changed his life.
He got out the car. He said, man, this was my dream. His daddy had on the FaceTime. He had his daddy on the FaceTime.
Yeah.
Like daddy, like, Halea brother, let me drive it. It's his car.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And then he look up how much a Wraith costs, and then he texts Halea like, this is one of the most expensive roads.
Yeah.
I can't believe that he let me drive this expensive car. And he was like, here.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
Straight up.
So now he, you know what I mean? So now he telling Halea, all right, so this is what I plan to do. Like the pep is there, the talk is different. So that's the key. Thank you. Give me that
I'm
back.
finna get this dollar real quick.
Yeah,
I think
man.
to sum all of this up, I don't think rappers realize how much influence that they have on the world. Period.
Yeah. Facts.
Give me that dollar.
No.
Hey, no, but that's a fact though.
Hey, he
That's a
thought about
fact.
saying it low.
Nah.
Concise.
He meant to give a
He
whole
was like,
breakdown
yeah.
detail.
But listen,
Nah,
but,
Give me
but,
that
but,
dollar.
but let me say something real quick. Like, brother, like, the drug dealers used to get so much respect because of the things that they acquired, but they really wasn't given no substance. And I look at brother Ben X as the new hope dealer. We ain't gonna use dope dealer, new hope dealer, because he's showing how, listen, you can make the same money or make more money than the drug dealer if you just come take this course.
Oh, that need to be in your
hope
your
dealer.
description, the hope dealer.
Yeah. No, I'm saying because you got to think about it. He's taking people's he's taking people out residual. God praise God. He's taking people's
He said, "Praise
ideas.
God."
He's taking people's ideas and showing them how to monetize
Your
their
idea.
ideas. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
That's crazy.
And so you got a lot of young kids in the neighborhood that got gifts and talents. They don't really want to sell drugs. But guess what? That's the only thing they have access to. But everybody got a cell phone. Everybody pull out your phone. Everybody got a phone. Everybody got a phone. So guess what? I don't have to stand on the corner. I don't have to stand on the corner anymore. I can just use my phone, get it with the
Digital real estate.
get digital real estate from Brother Ben X, ABS.
BWO
and guess what?
Academy.
There you go.
I wanted to veggie back off what Jake said.
Veggie.
Yeah, I
He
don't
said
piggyback.
veggie, but he don't do piggyback.
So-
Why don't you do beanback?
I like that.
It don't sound
I like
as
that.
melon
But go ahead. Okay. I'm sorry. Because you eat veggies.
The
No, he don't. He is in water.
All watermelon. I agree with what Jake said about because when you have the results, you no longer have to force the teaching. They ask you, and I'm a big fan of like even in Islam, right? People around me, although I teach online, people around me who I've taught, my lifestyle made them question, and then I taught. So you'd never see me like, hey, bro, you knew. All right, let me sit you down and talk about Islam. Let me sit you down and talk about the nation. No, you probably going to hear me speaking about the minister. You probably going to hear me editing. You probably going to hear me or see me doing something different, and you're going to ask the question. Then I'm able to teach you based on what I learned. So with me, I'm the same way when it comes to like business or life or all that. When I think about when I went to go hoop one time in Fort Worth, there was a little brother. His brother got killed in the city. He was known in the city, and we was talking, and I purposely did it. I'm on the sideline, and I say, man, what's your Instagram? He ain't had that many followers. I said, what's your Instagram? Boom, and I followed him. He thinking I'm probably just some random person. So when I get back on the court, I'm glancing over seeing, and I noticed like he followed me back. So so I'm looking at him to the.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm real estate crazy, bro.
I'm checking at them. I'm looking at them, checking me out. I'm playing. I'm doing my thing. And so what happens is these older guys came in the gym and saw me with my car. So I was about to leave early. He said, "Oh yeah, you got that C8 out there. You about to leave, man? Play one more game." So I ended up playing one more game, but I saw how they responded. He said, "C8, man, what's that?" So when I got on the court, I see them walk out. So they done all walked outside, checked out the car. They come back in. I'm looking at them murmuring, they doing their thing. And so when I get back, they start to ask me questions. Man, who are you, man? What you do? And so when I got outside, one of the dudes, his brother got killed. They streets or whatever they in juvenile and all that, getting in trouble. But when I walked outside, I had Mr. the Black Man in America in the car that day. So when I come outside, he follows me to the car. When we got in my car, we wasn't even really, he was checking out the car. Man, that's a nice car. You know, I done start the car, done rev the engine. It sounded good. But in that whole time, we talking about life and how, you know, we have an open enemy that wants us to commit these crimes against each other so that we can be in jail and not be able to get things like this. And we talking about Islam. He asked me questions about Mr. the Black Man in the car.
Yeah.
But it's because the car and who I was that attracted them to what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so even man, I can't think of the other the other one. At SOP. Not this situation with Jake, but a time before that. I roll up the first time they see me in the vet. I'm looking at them, they ain't say nothing that time. You know, we in SOP, so they gotta try to be hard or whatever. But we in SOP, but they noticed the car. So the second time I pull up in the BMW. This time he asked, he say, bro, man, I gotta get with you. I said, what's up for what? Man, for help, man. He didn't say because of the car, but he noticed I pulled up in the BMW that time. So it's making them question and say, man, what does he do? So one of them is in the NBA. Another one I used to hoop with back in the day. They seen me pull up, and they came up to me asking about crypto because they follow me online and they see the cars. So like you say, having the cars and having those things, of course, you know, you like them, you like to drive them, but after a while, it's really a tactic to get the youth and to attract people to get you to start to ask those different questions.
Because I got a partner that I call Lambo. I don't know if y'all heard me use his name. Remember the other day we was training, a dude came outside. I had to go outside real quick.
Yeah.
So my
I didn't
partner,
see him, but I know.
Yeah, he didn't. So he called Lambo because he drives a Lamborghini. And so one day he was like, bro, you gotta get the Audi IA. I'm like, why? He was like, bro, it's a conversation starter. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean the conversation starter?
Bro.
He said, bro, now watch this. He got a room at the Sheraton. Bro, there's no cap, bro. He got a room at the Sheraton. We were going to an Earl Spence fight. So his Lambo was downstairs. So I'm in the BMW. So because I had a 430 at the time, so I pull up. I'm just sitting there looking. Bro, everybody that came out the Sheraton went straight to his car. I mean, everything. It was number white dudes with suits and everything. So listen, now he dressed like, you know, he kind of carried himself like me. So he come out, he hit the thing, throw the door up. You know what I'm saying? And all of the, they shoot. Yeah, that's mine.
I remember you telling me the story. Yeah.
He was like, yeah, that's mine. But he was like, bro, he said, I make so many business deals, bro, off this car because it's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, he said, go on, because and Jake been messing with me like, because I called him the other day. I said, bro, my car trip. He said, bro, why don't you just buy you another car, bro? You got the money. I said, bet. And I went and bought a Benz. You know what I'm saying? And I bought a BMW too. I hadn't told you about
That's
that either.
lit.
But
And you should, because you work hard, you deserve it, and you're frugal. Like, you know what I mean? You're frugal. You're frugal with your bread. But what we gotta understand is that, like, and I tell people all the time, like, Jesus didn't perform miracles where they believe in Jesus or not. But the purpose of Jesus' miracles were not to save people. It was to show people the works of God,
Make 'em a
because God
believer.
knows that we're fickle. You can't believe what you can't see.
see, come on, Doc.
So when we're taking ideas and dreams from people's mind and we're turning them into physical things they can touch, that is a miracle to them.
Yes, sir.
When they can see a black man get up out that car and acknowledge them and say, hey, what's up? What's going on, bro? My Wraith has started so many conversations and put me in this. That's why I tell brothers, when you successful, and Chris Cole taught us this, when you successful, you get in, you fly first class.
Period.
You know, when you, and it's funny seeing white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, they looking like,
What you doing here?
like, you walking by, but it's enlightening to see, because I used to only think that celebrities and NBA players and millionaires can be in first class, because it's first class.
Yeah.
And then when you sitting whatever, and then you looking, and then you see this little children or this little child that look just like you, look and be like, bro, it does the world to you, bro. It does the world to you. And matter of fact, especially when you go to a certain place over and over again, I switch cars on purpose. I may pull up in a Wraith. I may come in a Jeep.
Yeah.
And I come in a Benz.
You know,
I love my Wraith more than anything.
You know, I was trying to buy your band. Jay said, I ain't selling
I
nothing.
ain't selling nothing. Because it's showing like I got, you know, you can have these things if
straight
you
up.
do the right thing.
Yes, sir.
And I just firmly believe that when you're balanced, you take care of your responsibilities, you're frugal, you know, you do what you need to do with the money that you have. The stuff that we get, it's not for us to flaunt for ourselves.
Facts.
It's to be a reflection to these people, these children coming up, to say, if he can do it, I can do it too.
And give them hope.
For me,
Real
as I'm sitting here thinking about hip hop, the youth
Close it out, Doc.
the youth are not buying. The youth are not into the drugs because of the drugs alone. The youth are into that because of the result that they see.
lifestyle. Yeah,
because if they had an alternative, they would do the alternative.
Yes, sir.
I was interviewing one rapper out of Fourth, and he said if I knew something better, if I had a positive thing, I would talk about something positive. But this is all that I know. So I'm about to relate this to what I just did recently with my content. I already knew it. I got away from it a little bit, but I'm back to it. I'm back into doing my commentary videos. One, I told them I'm finna start this new method back, and the video already over 100,000 views in 24 hours. So I know it's gonna work, which takes me back to the validation of the point of why these things are important. You have to teach people after you have got them on debate.
For sure.
See, the mansions is debate. So that's why I want to be an NBA player. The mansion is debate. That's why I want to be an NFL. The mansion is debate. That's why I want to be a rapper. That's why I agree with you. Every time I ask the youth, what do you want to be? It's a rapper, an NBA player, or NFL player. It's because of the lifestyle that they have and the results that they are able to get from it. So when I think about digital real estate, I could have made a video and said, hey, family, I'm about to give you guys 3 P's I want you guys to focus on. Passion, purpose, and procrastination. When you find that your passion, that thing that you're very passionate about and that you love and that's your gift, that's going to lead you to your purpose in life. Then after you find your passion, gift, and your purpose, you're going to stop procrastinating. If I would have made a video like that, it would have probably got 5,000 views. But because I tied it into the PPP loan that Gilly was talking about in a funny way, they know Gilly. They know the success of the $1 million worth of game. So they associated with that and the PPP loan. And when I gave my commentary, I was able to infuse it with the PPP that I really wanted to give
Talk
them.
about. Come on
Now, by me attracting them with the topic that they thought was going to be controversial, whatever the case may be, then I can tie in the Brother Ben X message that I really want to give. Oftentimes, if we just come to them and we teaching to them and talking to them, we preaching if I don't know what you got. Nigga, you got the same, you got a Honda. Nigga, I got a Honda. It's selling money in the street. Why should I listen to you? So now when you come up with something like a Vet or a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or something like that, you may have more knowledge than me, but you're going to associate, the average person going to associate,
Success
he got more money than
with
me,
the
or
material.
I can learn something from him because of the material that he have, whether if it's true or not.
That's
So
facts.
these things are necessary for us to start the show, which is why, honestly, I'm about to start changing my wardrobe. I came up thinking,
he finna get suited.
I came up thinking that, oh, man, I'm always going to be the same, and I can ride, and I don't care if I ride in the back of an airplane, I still the same seat, but I'm starting to see why all of these things are important. So I understood on a car perspective months ago. But now I'm starting to see, okay, Brother Ben, when you get out the car, everybody don't know Brother Ben S. So I can be like this and be, if they know Brother Ben S, like they know what I do. But if the person doesn't know me, my suit and me being dressed up is equivalent to my car when I get out the car. See, if they don't see me get out the car, they don't know who I am.
You gonna try
But when I come in and I got a suit on, I'm looking good. Now that's like me having that car. So I gotta start even looking the part. I gotta stop dressing like them because opposites attract. Now in certain situations, of course, you want to go in looking like them so that they can feel comfortable. But you know, even in the nation, when we come in and you see 10 brothers all suited and booted, you wonder, man, who is that, man? What they got going on, man? That's different. So I got to start being different, not just because I just want to be clean, but because it's going to say, man, what do you do, man? What you got going on? Then I can drop it on them, man, digital real estate, man, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Yes,
and the crazy thing is, bro, when I went to the DR, remember I told you I was there getting some game, they told me, they said, bro, they said, you and your brother, because Chris fly all the time, so you know, he said, you and your brother got nice cars, y'all debt free. He said, and y'all don't, why would you talk in a video in a room when you can just go to your car and just talk from, I said, cause I don't want to stunt. He said, what are you on social media for? You gotta attract, it's attraction marketing. Social media is attraction marketing.
Facts.
So, cause when I go to places, cause they got on me at the end, cause I didn't take no pictures in DR. Like I was there to network and whatever. They said you cannot do that. You gotta talk. You gotta do a live. You gotta do something where they can see the ocean, they can see the water, because it's
up in your room.
like you were saying, bait. And so when I got the Wraith, I did that, which is why y'all see me switch up my style. I went and started getting me some Rich Fresh.
Yeah, saying that.
And although Rich Fresh is costly and and all of that, the cost isn't associated with how people begin to receive the information now.
Yes, sir.
You know, you see when I'm wearing, you see I'm different. There's some different, he rocking different. I'm still wearing the track suits like the suits, but it's to another gear. And it helped me realize the same exact age-old conversation my pawpaw told me, and I'm sure Ben has heard this before. My pawpaw will cut grass in slacks. You heard me tell that story? My pawpaw will literally cut grass in slacks in a polo, tuck his shirt in. And it's his cutting grass. He got 3 cutting grass slacks. He can't do it no more. He's a little older.
Yeah.
But when he did, he did. When we walked, he had walking slacks. I promise you.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll go to Walmart. He'll get suited to go to Walmart. I'll be like suited. I'm like, Papa, he said, because people judge you based on the appearance. People judge you based on the appearance.
Well, listen. I've actually enjoyed this episode. It was a lot of phenomenal gems dropped in here. But listen, what we're doing right now, I know everyone really doesn't like the effect that the rap culture has had on our communities, but we're not worried about that because we got the Hope Dealer in the building.
Yeah.
We got the Hope Dealer in the building. Hope Dealers in the building. Hope Dealers.
Well,
we'll
you
put it out there.
you the what they call that?
You the Godfather.
I'm in the plug. I'm
No,
giving y'all.
he won't giving us the weight.
Busting down the weight.
Okay.
No. We getting it from you wholesale.
Yeah, I'm saying that's straight
We
up.
busting it down because with your digital real estate, that's what it is.
That's what it is. So we appreciate y'all. We're not worried about the effect. We're worried about what we're gonna do in the future by providing hope in touching these communities and getting out the message and showing them that, guess what, you can have this certain lifestyle even and be 100% legal and have peace at night when you go to sleep. This is me and Viewpoint. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Yeah, that's
Out
me
of
to
there.
chop that.